By the age of 65, a stark biological reality sets in for the majority of the population. Over 80% of adults will show clear radiographic evidence of significant cartilage degradation. For decades, this has been presented not as a condition, but as a conclusion, a one-way street of increasing stiffness, persistent pain, and shrinking horizons. This narrative is scientifically incomplete. It is a story that focuses solely on the decay, ignoring the body's profound capacity for maintenance and fortification. What if the grinding, the aching, the morning stiffness were not final verdicts, but signals? Signals that a specific code is required. A precise blueprint of molecular nutrition and intelligent movement designed to command your joints to defend and reinforce themselves. This is not a fantasy of regrowing what is lost. This is the science of keeping what you have. The smooth, pearly white substance capping the ends of your bones is called hyaline cartilage. It is an engineering marvel, a living tissue with a water content of up to 80%, providing a near-frictionless surface for your joints to glide upon. It is 5 times slicker than ice on ice, but it has a critical vulnerability. It contains no blood vessels. This avascular nature means it cannot heal in the way a cut on the skin does. There is no direct line for nutrients and regenerative cells to rush to the site of injury. Chondrocytes, the only cells found in healthy cartilage, are the master builders and maintenance crew for this tissue. As we age, and as wear and tear accumulate, these cells become less responsive. The matrix they are supposed to maintain, a complex web of collagen and proteoglycans, begins to break down faster than it can be repaired. This is the accepted, traditional model of osteoarthritis. The wear is real. The pain is valid. The conventional wisdom is incomplete. For too long, the focus has been on managing the symptoms, the inflammation, and the pain, with drugs that offer temporary relief but do nothing to address the underlying cellular environment. This approach is like painting over rust. It ignores the chemical process happening underneath. But a new frontier of cellular biology is not focused on masking the problem. It is focused on changing the conversation between your immune system and your joints. It is about intervention. This intervention begins not with a prescription pad, but with a profound understanding of specific molecules that can fundamentally alter the biological processes driving cartilage degradation. It is a strategic defense, mounted from the inside out. The medical community has focused on managing the symptoms of this decline, but a new frontier of science is focused on intervening in the process itself, and it starts not with a scalpel, but with your shopping list. Stay tuned, because the first nutrient we will reveal is likely already in your kitchen, but you are almost certainly using it wrong. The first component of the cartilage code addresses a critical misunderstanding about joint degradation. A significant part of the damage is not just mechanical wear, it is an immunological mistake. In many individuals, the body's own defense system, in a case of mistaken identity, begins to attack the very collagen fragments breaking off from worn-down cartilage. This friendly fire creates a vicious cycle of inflammation and further destruction. The objective, then, is to broker a peace treaty. This is achieved through a principle known as oral tolerance, using a very specific molecule, undenatured type 2 collagen, or UC2. This is not the same as the hydrolyzed collagen powder, often mixed into smoothies. Hydrolyzed collagen is broken down into amino acid building blocks. Undenatured type 2 collagen, delivered in a small, precise dose, remains intact long enough to reach specialized immune regions in your small intestine, called Poyer's patches. There, it essentially presents itself to the immune system, teaching it to recognize type 2 collagen as a friendly protein. It is a biological olive branch. It calms the inflammatory response specifically directed at your joints. A landmark 2016 double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the Nutrition Journal provided compelling evidence. Participants taking just 40 milligrams of UC2 once per day showed a statistically significant reduction in joint pain, stiffness, and an improvement in physical function compared to the placebo group. The key is the dose and the form. It must be undenatured, and the effective dose is small, just 40 milligrams. This is not a building block. It is a signal, a command to stand down. This is the first step, halting the self-inflicted damage. It is a crucial defensive maneuver, but to truly gain ground, one must also combat the broader chemical fire that rages in aging joints: chronic, low-grade inflammation. This is where the second element of the code comes into play. Inflammation is a natural, necessary process for healing, but when it becomes chronic, it is relentlessly destructive. It is driven by a master inflammatory switch in the body called nuclear factor kappa B, or NF-kappa B. In joints with osteoarthritis, this switch is stuck in the on position, continuously churning out inflammatory chemicals that chew away at the cartilage matrix. Standard non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, can offer temporary relief by blocking enzymes further down the inflammatory cascade. However, they do not flip the master switch, and they come with a well-documented list of potential side effects, especially with long-term use. A more strategic approach is to use a compound that directly and safely targets the nitrogen monofluoride kappa B master switch itself. This compound is curcumin, the active polyphenol in the spice turmeric. But there is a significant catch. Standard curcumin is notoriously difficult for the body to absorb. Its bioavailability is extremely low. Consuming raw turmeric or standard curcumin supplements often results in negligible amounts reaching the bloodstream and, more importantly, the synovial fluid of the joints. The solution lies in advanced formulations. Look for curcumin bound to a phytosome or formulated with other bioavailability enhancers like piperine. These technologies act as Trojan horses, safely escorting the curcumin molecules through the intestinal wall and into circulation where they can go to work. The science is clear. A highly bioavailable form of curcumin has been shown in clinical trials to significantly lower inflammatory markers and improve pain and function in individuals with osteoarthritis, rivaling the effects of pharmaceuticals without the associated risks. It is a natural, potent way to turn down the inflammatory fire. A precise dose of 500 to 1,000 milligrams of a high bioavailability curcumin extract taken daily provides a constant, systemic anti-inflammatory shield. We have now armed the body with an immune modulator and a powerful anti-inflammatory. But these are defensive strategies. The next step is proactive fortification. We are about to introduce the concept of intelligent exercise, a method that speaks directly to your cartilage cells in their own language. The movements are subtle, but the message they send to your joints is revolutionary. The common, fear-based instinct when a joint hurts is to immobilize it. This is the single greatest mistake one can make. As we established, cartilage has no blood supply. It receives its nutrition and disposes of its waste through a process of loading and unloading, like squeezing and releasing a sponge. The fluid within your joints, called synovial fluid, is the nutrient broth. Movement is the pump that circulates it. Immobility starves the cartilage. It allows inflammatory waste products to accumulate and prevents the nutrients, like the curcumin we just discussed, from reaching the chondrocyte cells. But not all movement is created equal. High-impact, jarring exercises can do more harm than good, creating shear stress that further damages the already compromised cartilage surface. The key is a scientific principle called mechanotransduction. Mechanotransduction is the process by which cells convert mechanical stimuli into a cascade of biochemical responses. Your cartilage cells are listening. They are waiting for the right signal to activate their maintenance and repair pathways. The right signal is not jarring impact. It is gentle, rhythmic, cyclical loading. This specific type of movement tells the chondrocytes to ramp up production of proteoglycans and type 2 collagen, the very building blocks of the cartilage matrix. This is the foundation of intelligent exercise. It is not about no pain, no gain. It is about no pain, all gain. It is about providing the precise mechanical language your joints need to hear to begin the process of fortification. The first and most fundamental of these movements is what we call the synovial pump. It is designed to be performed daily, without fail. The synovial pump is deceptively simple. Sit upright in a firm chair, with your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent at a 90-degree angle. The setup is critical for isolating the correct mechanical force. From this position, focusing on one leg at a time, you will slowly and smoothly extend the leg straight out in front of you. The pace is non-negotiable. It should take a full 5 seconds to reach the fully extended position. At the top, hold the leg straight, contracting the quadriceps muscle for 3 seconds. This isometric contraction is crucial. It gently compresses the joint capsule, initiating the squeeze phase of our sponge analogy. Then, with equal control, take a full 5 seconds to lower the foot back to the starting position. That is 1 repetition. This is not a strength training exercise in the traditional sense. You are not trying to build bulky muscle. You are sending a signal. The slow, controlled motion maximizes time under tension without impact, while the gentle compression at the peak of the movement pushes metabolic waste out of the cartilage matrix. As you lower the leg, the decompression creates a vacuum effect, drawing fresh, nutrient-rich synovial fluid back in. Performing 15 repetitions on each leg, twice per day, establishes the fundamental rhythm of joint nourishment. It transforms a potentially damaging environment into a regenerative one. It is the single most important mechanical signal you can send to your knees. This synovial pump is the foundational movement. It primes the joint, flushing out inflammatory debris and preparing the cartilage cells for repair. But to truly lock in the benefits and begin fortifying the cartilage matrix, this movement must be paired with a very specific dietary trigger, consumed within a 20-minute window after the exercise. Most people get this timing completely wrong, neutralizing their efforts entirely. The specific compound, and the reason this timing is a biological non-negotiable, is hydrolyzed collagen peptides. Now, stop. I know exactly what you are thinking. Collagen? Isn't that the stuff that just gets broken down in your stomach like any other protein? I've read a dozen articles saying it's a scam. And you are not wrong to be skeptical. In fact, you are half right. But the half you are missing is the key that unlocks everything. Yes, when you consume collagen, your digestive system breaks it down into smaller peptides and amino acids. But here is the critical, game-changing distinction. These are not just generic building blocks. Specific peptides, particularly prolyl hydroxyproline and hydroxyprolyl glycine, survive digestion, enter the bloodstream intact, and act as powerful signaling molecules. They are not just bricks. They are the foremen carrying the blueprints. But where do they go? By default, your body will send them to the areas it deems most important for survival and appearance. Your skin, your hair, your nails. This is your body's vanity project. But what if you could hijack the delivery system? What if you could put a priority shipping label on that package of peptides, addressed directly to your knee cartilage? That is precisely what you did with the synovial pump. That 20-minute window is not arbitrary. The gentle, cyclical loading of the exercise you just performed has created a unique physiological state in your joint. It has triggered a localized, temporary inflammatory response. A good inflammation, a call to action. The chondrocyte cells, having been squeezed and stressed, are now screaming for resources. They have upregulated specific receptors on their cell surfaces, effectively putting out docking ports for those exact collagen peptides. If you ingest the 10 grams of hydrolyzed collagen outside of this window, your body goes into its default mode. The peptides are scattered throughout the body, with most going to the skin. A tiny, ineffective fraction might randomly find its way to your knee. It is a complete waste. But when you flood your bloodstream with those signaling peptides inside the window, they circulate and find the only cells in the body actively crying out for them. It is a biological cheat code. You are tricking your body into prioritizing a deep, internal repair job over a superficial one. The peptides dock with the chondrocytes and deliver the message. The emergency is here. Start building. We have the supplies. This signal activates the cellular machinery to synthesize new type 2 collagen and proteoglycans, using the other amino acids from the supplement as the raw material. You have not only delivered the bricks, you have delivered the blueprints and woken up the construction crew, all at the perfect time. For this to work, you need 10 grams of high-quality, hydrolyzed collagen peptides. Ensure it's hydrolyzed, meaning it's already broken down into an easily absorbable form. You consume this in a glass of water immediately after completing the synovial pump routine. This synchronicity, the mechanical signal followed by the chemical signal, is the 1-2 punch that kickstarts genuine cartilage fortification. We have now established a powerful system. We have quieted the systemic inflammation with curcumin. We have flushed the joint and primed the cells with intelligent exercise. And we have delivered the precise building blocks, with perfect timing, to begin reconstruction. It feels like we have solved the puzzle, but we have not. Because we have overlooked the saboteur. There is a rogue agent, a demolition crew inside your joint, that is actively working against you. Even as you lay down new cartilage, this agent is programmed to tear it apart. What is this force, and why is it there? It is a family of enzymes called matrix metalloproteinases, or MMPs. In a healthy joint, MMPs are essential housekeepers. They clear out old, damaged cartilage to make way for the new. But in an osteoarthritic joint, they go rogue. The chronic inflammation we discussed earlier sends their production into overdrive. They become a rabid, out-of-control demolition crew, destroying cartilage faster than your body can possibly rebuild it, no matter how much collagen you supply. You are trying to build a brick wall while a man with a sledgehammer is knocking it down just as fast. It is a futile, frustrating cycle. How do we stop him? We cannot just eliminate MMPs. We need them for healthy tissue turnover. We must pacify them. We need to selectively inhibit their overactivity without shutting them down completely? The answer doesn't lie in a drug or a supplement, but in a specific group of micronutrients that act as natural MMP regulators. The most potent of these is found in a surprising place, in the humble green tea leaf. Specifically, a powerful polyphenol called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG. It's one of the most studied natural compounds on the planet, but its role as a joint protector is a masterclass in biological elegance. It doesn't poison the demolition crew, it persuades them. Remember our out-of-control MMP enzymes? The sledgehammer crew tearing down your new cartilage? EGCG acts like a site supervisor. It enters the joint fluid and binds to a specific location on the MMP enzyme, subtly changing its shape. This change doesn't destroy the enzyme, it just dials down its aggression. It's like telling the man with the sledgehammer to put it down and use a small chisel instead, focusing only on the truly damaged bricks that need replacing. This is the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. Without it, your efforts are a constant, uphill battle. You build, they destroy. But by adding this one final element, you are not just building. You are protecting your investment. You are managing the construction site, ensuring the new structure isn't demolished before it has even set. Let's put it all together. This isn't 4 separate tips. It's a single, synergistic protocol. A 4-pillar system for rebuilding from the inside out. Pillar 1. You quiet the systemic, fire-starting inflammation with a highly absorbable curcumin supplement. You stop feeding the beast. Pillar 2. You perform the synovial pump. This intelligent movement flushes the joint of debris and primes your cartilage cells, opening the 20-minute window of opportunity. Pillar 3. You immediately consume 10 grams of hydrolyzed collagen. You deliver the blueprints and the building materials directly to the activated construction site at the perfect time. And finally, Pillar 4. You pacify the demolition crew. By regularly consuming green tea or an EGCG supplement, you regulate your MMP enzymes, protecting your newly synthesized cartilage and allowing it to accumulate, strengthen, and mature over time. Building becomes more powerful than destruction. This is how you shift the balance. This is how you win. This isn't a magic pill. It is a strategy, a sophisticated, biologically literate approach that respects the intricate systems within your own body. It's about understanding the root cause and addressing each component in the correct sequence. It's about moving beyond simplistic advice and taking deliberate, intelligent action. You now have the complete blueprint. You are no longer a passive victim of your biology. You are its informed architect. The power to rebuild, to reclaim your movement, and to change your future is not in a surgeon's hands or a pharmacy's bottle. It's in your understanding. It's in your hands. The knowledge is yours. The only thing left is to apply it, to transform information into action. That is the core of our mission here. We don't just tell you what to do. We show you the why and the how, giving you the tools to take back control. If you are ready to stop treating symptoms and start building a foundation of true, lasting health, then join us. Subscribe to how_to_be_healthy, and let's start building a healthier life together.